Brisket. It is always the star of every backyard barbecue, and for good reason. I mean, take a look at this. I'll tell you one thing, it is almost impossible to beat a smoked brisket. But if you are looking for something different like me, you should try dry aging it. I'll tell you one thing, I can still taste those juices. That is what I like to call the Niagara Fall of brisket. Boy, was it juicy. But today we're going to be doing something completely different that I've never seen before. I'm going to be deep frying a full pecker brisket in Wagyu fat. Yes, you heard it. And hopefully by the end of this video, we'll find out how good it actually is. This is the deep fry brisket experiment, so let's do it. And everything starts off with the oil. But as you already know, this is not any regular oil. It does require a little bit of work, but it's worth it. Because this is where it came from. It is Japanese A5 Wagyu fat. Whenever you buy a whole ribeye loin like this and you cut out the fat, you have to reserve that for some special occasions. And if you are one of those persons that throw your fat away, no, never throw it away, because there's always amazing things you can do with it. But if you choose to not buy a whole Japanese Wagyu A5 roast, you can actually just buy the fat. And of course, if you are deep frying a whole pecker brisket, you would have to buy many Japanese Wagyu A5 roasts. I'll tell you one thing, my pockets are not that deep. That will be extremely expensive. So being able to buy Japanese Wagyu A5 fat is the key. And that's all thanks to my meat dealer. He always hooks me up. Now, the wonderful thing about Japanese Wagyu A5 fat is that it melts with the touch of your hand. Now, one of the things I decided to do was actually to flavor this oil. And for that, I chose rosemary and garlic, which are my two favorite things with beef. So after throwing them into the pan, I finished it up with even more Japanese Wagyu A5 fat. Hopefully that will infuse some incredible flavors into our brisket. Now, the next thing to do is to put it in the oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. This should melt that Wagyu fat nice and slow. The last thing we need is to burn it. At the same time, as it is melting, it's also infusing flavors of the thyme and garlic. I mean, take a look at it. I cannot wait to deep fry this brisket in this oil. And once the time was up, this is what I was left with. But now the only thing left to do is to strain it, because by the time you are done, you are left with the most incredible Wagyu fat oil you've ever seen in your life. If you think bacon is flavorful, you have no idea what this is. And I cannot wait to deep fry my brisket in it. Talking about that, here we have the star of the show. It is a 14 pounds USDA premium grade full pecker brisket. That is a big chunk of meat. And the first thing we need to do is to trim it. As you can see, whenever they're vacuum packing it, they use hot water. That's why this discoloration happens. At the same time, there's a lot of unwanted fat that must go. Now, usually for a smoked brisket, I like to leave quite a bit of fat. But since I'm deep frying in a very flavorful fat, I don't think that's necessary. So I will be removing almost all of it. Now, as you know, this is an experiment. I have no idea if it's going to work out well or if it's just going to be a disaster. But at the same time, I don't know about you, I much rather Japanese Wagyu A5 fat than this one. And if there's one thing that I've learned from my experiments, is that fat does not allow anything to penetrate. And I mean, take a look at this flat right here. What is that? It is less than half an inch thick. So as you already know, this has to go. If not, it's just going to burn off. But once I was done with the trimming, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the flat, I left a 1/4 inch of fat. But now that we have fully trimmed, the only thing left to do is to season it. And here's my thought. If I just season it right now and put it in a deep fryer, all of the seasoning is just gonna go bye-bye. It will not have enough time to penetrate nicely and deeply into the meat. But for that, I have the perfect solution, which is to dry brine. And if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of this method. If you are unfamiliar with it, it's just basically a fancy word to say put salt on it and then put it on your refrigerator overnight. Now, the cool thing is that what this does is that it allows the salt to penetrate nicely and deeply into the meat. And one of the things that you must remember whenever you're seasoning a brisket is that it is a big piece of meat. So make sure you season all sides, including the edges. But now, as you can see, I got it fully seasoned. The only thing left to do is to put it on my refrigerator so that it can dry brine overnight. As that was happening, it was awesome because it allowed me to make an awesome side dish. And this one is not only easy to make, it is absolutely delicious. And I'll tell you one thing, it is perfect for a deep fried brisket. And here's how to make it. I first started by cooking a little bit of bacon. Right at half point, I threw in some white onions. Let everything cook for about 2 minutes. Once that's done, throw in some yellow sweet corn. For the seasoning, I threw in a little bit of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper, a little bit of chili flakes, and to finish it off, a good amount of heavy cream. cream. As always, remember exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. Now you want to mix it well and let it simmer for 3 minutes. Right after, add some mozzarella cheese followed by a little bit of cheddar. Then you want to mix everything well. As you can see, this is the consistency you're looking for. It is not watery, at the same time it is not dry. Now the only thing left to do is to add a little bit more of mozzarella cheese followed by cheddar, put it inside of your oven on broil and let it cook into your desired color. For me, it took no more than 3 minutes. Now to finish it off, I just like to throw in a little bit of chives right on top because by that time your cream of corn is done. That, my friends, is as easy as it gets. And I'll tell you one thing, it is super tasty. But now going back to our brisket, after 24 hours, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the red deep color is a sign that the salt penetrated nicely and deeply into the meat. It's perfect because it ensures me that nothing will fall off from the oil. But now that we have our brisket ready, the only thing left to do is to cook it. And for that, I'm going to be doing it in 2 separate stages. The first one, my Wagyu fat will be at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll be cooking it in there in this container right here. As you can see, it will fit perfectly inside. To ensure that it's not going to be sitting down the bottom of the pan, I'll be using a little bit of chopsticks to raise the brisket. And my thought is that the oil will be able to circulate all the way around. Once I reach an internal temperature of 190 degrees Fahrenheit on the brisket, I'll be taking it off. And as you know, when beef cooks, it will shrink. To finish it off with a wonderful crust, I'll be using a complete different container. This is the one I'll be using. And for that, I'm going to be raising my Wagyu fat to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It will be nice, quick, and fast. And hopefully by doing that, it will develop an amazing crust. But now that you know how everything is going to go down, I say it is enough talking and it is time to deep fry some brisket. So let's do it. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful brisket. What do you think, Mama?
That's a brisket?
That's a brisket.
That's a funny looking brisket?
Funny looking brisket, I know.
Oh my God. Look at those juices.
There's a lot of juices in there. That's one of the things that I did, everybody. I didn't show really on the video. As soon as I sliced it open, I put it back on the foil. Remember, you got to let it rest. Every time you cook a brisket, you let it rest for a little bit. Yeah. And when you let it rest, more juices come out. And you reserve those juices. Don't even think about throwing it away. After you slice it, you put it back, and then you put the juices back. Are you ready, Mama?
That's going to be good. I can tell already that's going to be amazing.
I got something here as well. Little cream corn, Mama, with your nemesis. Huh?
Jeez.
I know. All right, which one you want to try first? Want to go here or here?
Let's start with that one.
You want to start with a side dish, Mama? Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll lay the foundation and then we'll build on top of it.
Try that then. Let me know how it tastes. You go for it. You don't even need to wait for me. Go for it, Mama. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, my God.
Come on now.
Wow. Do you have ham and bacon in here?
No, only bacon.
Whoa, wow.
There's plenty of bacon there.
Wow.
Honestly, this one can be a dish by itself. You know what I mean? Instead of being a side dish, a full entry. That's amazing. Like that, Mama?
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That's a winner, everybody. Enough with the side dish. I am excited for this.
We're done with it.
Let's open this up. Be careful there. There's quite a bit of juices.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go right here. This side here, there's a little bit of the point. And also the, oh my God. The point and also the flat. Now, you might see some difference on this brisket right here. Oh, it smells very
It
beefy.
doesn't. Yeah, it's definitely not smoked.
Are you ready, Mama?
Let's go.
I'm excited to find out how it tastes, everybody. I can't help myself. The smile is from edge to edge on the face of here.
I'm anxious.
All right, cheers, everybody. Oh, so tender.
Oh my god,
Super tender.
super tender, but so different.
Yeah, it is different.
I like it.
You like it, Mama?
I like it. Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
man. You're going in for more juices. You like
I
that
want more
juice, Mama?
juices. Oh yeah.
Wow, guys. This worked like a charm. Mama,
What did you do here?
you are not going to believe it. This is 100% deep fried brisket. Deep fried.
What?
Yes.
Did you just deep fry it because it's cooked all the way through?
I know, no. It's a special deep fry. You know how you deep fry potatoes? So you first deep fry it very slowly. Then you deep fry it hard to give a nice crust like this. Check it out, everybody. I mean, come on. Is
And
that
it's-
tender enough for you? I know you're going to ask me. That's tender. Look at that. That you can't get that if you just deep fry it directly. You gotta deep fry it in 2 stages. Look at my mouth.
Oh my God.
I can't believe it worked, my mouth. It
worked.
worked. It's amazing.
I need another slice already.
You finished one slice
I
already.
already finished.
Ma is going to town,
Oh
everybody.
my god, this is good, guys. This
I-
is real good. Completely different from any brisket you ever had. It tastes like a brisket,
Yeah,
because that's what it is. But then there's that crust from the deep frying.
yeah.
Very different from the regular barbecue and smoking and any other thing that you tried. And it's just so well done. So well done.
Ma is in heaven, everybody.
Oh.
This is my very first time deep frying a brisket, but I promise you, it will not be the last. If you want to do something different with your brisket, definitely give it a try to deep frying, everybody. Do not be afraid. Please do it very carefully. Find the right pans, because that is pretty much all you have to look for. If you find the right pans, you will be good. I want to give a big thank you to Ryan from Camp Chef for providing the pans for me, and obviously my brother Emilio for this amazing meat. Thank you. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.